Hello, my name is Michelle Perales, and I am an LLM student in the Boyd School of Law here at UNLV, and my research is on problem gambling. So there was a boom in gambling legalization nationwide and a development uptick in casinos and other gambling facilities throughout the nation in the late 1980s. So between the period between the late 80s through the early 1990s, states encouraged rapid legalization and expansion of casino gambling as a means to increase tax revenue. But casinos as economic development tools appears to merely be an illusion. The research shows that legalized gambling operations fail to develop net new economic development or net new jobs because when gambling demand increases, the demand for other sectors of the regional or feeder market actually decreases. So why the mixed messaging about the economic benefits of gambling? Well, industry lobbyists and other gambling proponents work hard to propagate the message that the benefits of legalized gambling substantially outweigh any negative externalities. Objective research on the real cost to society of problem gambling must be made accessible to the judicial system as it deals with issues surrounding whether casinos should be held legally responsible for the surge of problem gambling and its negative consequences for our society and the public health. So what is problem gambling? The National Council on Problem Gambling defines it as all gambling behavior patterns that compromise, disrupt, or damage personal, family, or vocational pursuits. Researchers have found that gambling disorder has similar neurobiology and clinical symptoms to substance abuse disorders. Why should we care about problem gamblers in our community? Well, scientific research on the social harms associated with problem gambling has identified bankruptcy, crime, personal health issues, family problems such as divorce, and suicide as the most prevalent. The estimated total social cost brought by problem gambling in America was approximately $40 billion per year, and every dollar of benefit a casino brings to a state is accompanied by approximately $3 in social costs. So what causes problem gambling? Researchers are beginning to document the impact of casinos' tactics on the development of problem gambling disorder. Experts argue that virtual real mapping, near misses, and losses displayed as wins are some of the deliberate stimulants that gambling machine manufacturers actually design into electronic machines, slot machines, to make them more addictive. Also, casinos purposefully create an environment with artificial oxygen, hard to find exits, with no clocks, no natural light, essentially to deter gamblers from getting tired or noticing the amount of time or money they have spent inside gambling. The house always has the advantage, and over an extended period of play, the gambler will lose everything to the house. This is referred in the industry as the gambler's ruin. The casino environment is designed to overcome, arouse, and ease patrons so that they will engage in longer and faster gambling activity. Researchers call these practices by casinos dark nudges. Essentially, there are subliminal signals intended to exploit the behavior of consumers in favor of the casino. So while genetic, psychological, and neurophysiological factors do play a role in a predisposition of some people to problem gambling behavior, researchers have noted that casino environments can manufacture the conditions and stimulate problem behavior in consumers who are not predisposed to gambling addiction. A landscape analysis of recent litigation concerning problem gambling behavior and the duty, if any, that's owed by casinos to problem gamblers has shown that plaintiffs, on the whole, have been unsuccessful in efforts to recover from casinos under negligence theories because the courts are reluctant to find a common law duty on the part of casinos to protect gamblers. The majority of the courts have held that legalized gambling is too highly regulated by the states to allow private causes of action against casinos for injuries sustained by problem gambling. The courts have also held that there is no evidence of legislative intent to expand the liability of casinos, and this is throughout the majority of the research. So understanding that there is inherent inequality and moral dilemma associated with this current statutory scheme, legal experts have proposed alternate legal and legislative solutions for injured gamblers, and they include mega lawsuits. So researchers foresee that states will bring mega lawsuits like those initiated against the tobacco and firearms industries in the 90s, holding gambling entities liable for the negative externalities that legalized gambling has unleashed upon individuals and society. Also, quit tam actions that private citizens can file against casinos under the False Claims Act, which would cite a casino's failure to acknowledge the deliberate tactics to conceal data on the negative health-related impacts of pathological gambling. Contract liability is another legal theory that might be used, where a patron may be able to bring a breach of contract action against a casino with whom the patron entered into a written agreement, for example, for voluntary self-exclusion. And then lastly, some advocate for a national legislative solution created by Congress. And this could be a federal gambling regulatory commission designed to oversee issues related to the legalization of gambling, including the social harms of problem gambling and predatory tactics of casinos through manipulative game design and addictive environmental design. Thank you so much.